Kyle Lewis, NE10 player of the year, only Division II guy to get drafted in the PLL this season. He is absolutely incredible. We know him for his throwing the last 2 years, especially last year, for the overtime winner of the national championship. He's going to be on the team today. I am positive about it. Make sure you watch out for him. But I also want to point out Christian Tomei and Jack Turner on the opposite side, both goalies. They both have been excellent for Adelphi and Pace respectively. Two of the best goalies in the species. And they are going to have to bring their A games today to help their side finish their victory. And if I can just throw out one more player as well, I really want to keep my eye on Carter Lindblad. He's a guy that does not have an NE10 championship now. And guys like that for Adelphi to keep that fire going and the team in the victory just yet. And with that, we get Travis out of the sun, so maybe a little less tears are flowing down his face, and we get right into action here on NE10 now, powered by Flow Sports.
At the twilight's last evening, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the rampart we watch were so gallantly streaming. And against the was rushing in. We proved all night that our flag was still there. Oh, shades of that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the whole of the brave.
And now for the starting lineup. First for the visiting setters. At attack, number 5, Matt Baldino. At faceoff, number 6, James Rossin. At defense, number 12, Chris Butler. At attack, number 14, Will Banowski. At defense, number 21, Brian Brennan. At attack, number 22, Declan Landry. At long signature, number 34, Osei Adama. At defense, number 50, Aiden Clifford. At midfield, number 88, Joel Stevens. And in goal, number 10, Jack Kern. The setters are coached by Tom Mariano.
I gotta fix my camera.
Assisted by Tim McKinty, Lou Ganavi, Jojo Ganavi, and Ryan Gore. And now the starting lineup for your Adelphi University Panthers. At the front for senior from Massachusetts, New York, number 4, Michael D'Alessandro. At the front for junior from Lethbridge, Canada, number 5, Reese Bauer. At face-off, a sophomore from Wausau, New York, number 12, William Greaves. At attack, a junior from Massachusetts, New York, number 21, Michael Bowman. At the front for senior from Massachusetts, New York, number 22, James David. Alongside midfield, the junior from Calgary, Canada, number 27, Carter Winkler. At midfield, the senior from Eastside, New York, number 34,
My Zoom remote don't even work.
Herzog.
Getting through the starting lineups right now for both sides. Again, it's Adelphi and it's Pace for the NE10 Conference Finals. My name is Kevin Broderick, joined by Travis Quigley. And Travis, listen, a lot of people looking forward to this matchup because every time the NE10 plays, you know there's a possibility that you're watching the national champions in action, either for Adelphi or for Pace.
Yeah, these are two teams, Kevin, obviously with national championship aspirations like we just touched on the field. As we know, Adelphi back-to-back national champions. They want to go back-to-back-to-back. And truly, this is going to be a game that it's going to matter every single possession, start to finish. And this opening face-off, to me, is so crucial, so important. It sets the tone for the entire day.
I would tend to agree with that, Trav, because, listen, you don't want Adelphi to just start running away with the face-offs because they absolutely can. Looking at Greaves, looking at Riley, two guys with over 60% clips at the face-off dot. Rosalind on the other side, not bad, 54.7, but still he's going to have some tough customers to deal with. And usually if you can knock that first guy out of the X, you know, maybe a false start, something like that, or even if you just start to dominate and get going. But ultimately, when you have Greaves and then Riley, there's no good option. Wind up for the face-off, and it will go to Greaves right away. He'll take a trip down the slot, passing off to his left. A rifling shot down low. They score. Adelphi start the party off in just 7 seconds. And Travis, you were absolutely right. An early pace setter for the Panthers.
I did not think we were going to get a quick Stradamus 7 seconds into the game, but look at that, Kev. Like I said, this opening faceoff going to be so important, and what a play by Will Greaves off the draw. Fogo, no-go. Wins it, takes it right to the cage. A quick pass to Braden Donnellan, and Donnellan, no mistake on that shot. An absolute beauty. 1-0 here for the Panthers.
Second assist on the year for Greaves, coming in a big spot as well. Donnellan, listen, you talked about heroics from Kyle Lewis. Donnellan with heroics earlier on this year against St. A's in what was one of the closest, if not the closest matchup that Adelphi have played so far. They did play a close matchup last time against Pace, so don't expect this one to be a blowout, but another face-off win. Carter Linkletter taking it. Linkletter, a shot, he scores! The long stick doing it himself as well. 2-0 Adelphi.
This Panthers team is clearly fired up to be playing for the NE10 championship on their home turf. 2 goals just 21 seconds into this game. Kev, 2 goals in 14 seconds right there. Just incredible. Linkletter coming off the wing to help out on the face-off, and he takes it all by himself right to the net, and he buries his 4th of the season.
Hey, I'm going to take some credit now for shouting out Carter Linkletter in the pregame because he's absolutely coming with the fire that I expected him to. 4th goal on the season. Another face-off. Greaves kicking this one behind him, ridden from behind. He'll pass it off, and that will count as a turnover. Landers will take it for Pace, and they'll settle things down. Just 30 seconds into the game, they're trying to come back from a 2-goal deficit.
Yeah, for the setters, you got to have more help off the wings coming to help Hugo Villalba, as it's been Greaves controlling at the face-off X so far. I mean, Pace, this is a good opportunity for them now. First offensive possession. I like that they're slowing things down. Adelphi obviously came out with a very crazy pace now. The setters take some time on this first offensive possession.
Get into the clock a little bit, obviously. Adelphi with the home crowd, they can get a little fired up, but Pace also with a lot of fans in attendance. Don't discount their voices.
Yeah, you look up and down this Pace roster, I mean, 75, 80% of the players all from the island, so you know there's a lot of family and friends here supporting them.
Sensi with Herzog in front of him. A pass will travel out of bounds. Referees pointing in direction of Adelphi. They'll take it back, and Diamikis will put us into play.
And with how high-powered Adelphi is, how much they score and how well they defend, that's what you don't need if you're the setters, is those unforced turnovers.
Got to start testing Christian Tomei at some point because he will make saves. That is a known commodity in this game. On the other side, Jack Kern with a little bit of a rude awakening into this matchup. Still a very good goalie in the NE10. A 54 save percentage on the year. Just an 8 goals against average. Obviously, Lacrosse, a high-scoring game. That is a low mark for any keeper. Kyle Lewis, shot on the run, will go above the crossbar and out of bounds. Back up over there for Denellen, who scored the first goal. Also, Denellen, definitely a Lacrosse family, Travis, because saw his younger brother get some important minutes for Stony Brook in their CAA first-round matchup as another shot is fired by McDermott, save made by Kern.
It's a big-time stop right there for Kern. That should help boost his confidence as this game continues to tick on.
And the setters will get the clear as well. It's the second clear we've seen in the game, already 3 minutes gone by, so it's been good pace for the Panthers. That's the first offensive set they haven't scored on. Will Danowski, far out against Bauer. Danowski trying to use his side, spins, top side, scores! Will Danowski, he'll find the first for the setters and expect more impact out of Will all day.
That's a great take there from Danowski, and he shows exactly why we highlighted him before the start of this game. The Bayshore, New York native, a great spin move, taking it to the net, and the shot just over the left shoulder of Tomei.
Not going to see a lot of guys in the country get power over Bauer, but Danowski coming in at 6'5", 220 pounds, has the height and size advantage. Looks like we're going to get a hold on this face-off, and Adelphi will get the win. And Travis, you mentioned the last time we saw a face-off, really just how impactful the wings are for the Panthers, and it is so true. Talking with head coach Purdy before the season, he was emphasizing just how impactful he expects those wings to be. They have been throughout the year. Linkletter, one of those who scored the second goal for the Panthers. Denellen pass out in front, a quick stick shot, they'll score. Michael Durnan just a couple of feet away. He won't make a mistake there.
Great job by Durnan getting loose, and a beautiful find on that pass from X. And Adelphi retake the 2-goal lead just about 3 minutes into this game. And Kev, as we're going to see again off this face-off, and for our viewers at home, like we've been talking about through the first couple here, watch the wing play and watch how important and imperative it is on each face-off and how aggressive Adelphi gets using their wings as help. I believe it's been a big reason why they've been able to control possession off the face-off as successfully as they have, not just today, but all season long, Kevin.
Greaves out again for the Panthers. The clamp on the whistle. Greaves trying to box his way out. Here come the wings, and this time, Pace will take it away. They have numbers going towards the cage as well. A pass out in front, tipped away by David, and the backup belonging to Adelphi. So good work on the scramble right there for the Panthers to get the ball right back.
Yeah, it was a good job by the long stick midi, Osei Adoma, getting in there and scooping that one up after just madness at midfield. But again, another unforced turnover there for Pace.
Gibson will spin up high, crank a shot and scores. The pick came through for Bauer. That's something else that Adelphi can do. The long stick's impactful on the offensive end, and Gibson gets his first of the game.
That's a great shot there from Gibson on the bounce. And like you said, using the pick to his advantage, getting to the middle of the field And Gibson using his size there to fend off the defense. And a greatly placed shot to make this 4-1. Pace. Got to find their ground, find their footing a little bit defensively here. Got to come up with a stop. As this Adelphi offense, if they keep scoring, they keep pouring it on, they're only going to get more confident in their game. They're only going to find ways to continue to run the score up.
This
Those
time
are
we'll
two of the top teams in the nation, Kevin, but it's not going to stop Adelphi from putting up a 20 spot if they see it's within reach.
Oh, they will keep going. They do not let games even come down to question marks. It's something that they've done all year. Again, when they find an opportunity to put a game away, they'll put it away by 10 plus. Holding a close game against the Panthers this year has been hard. It's only really happened about 4 times, Travis. The first time we saw it was at home versus Mercy. You know, then obviously you have the Malloy game, you have the St. A's game, and then you have the Pace game, which is the most recent on April 14th. As some contact will send the ball bounding over to the far sideline. Pace will hold on to it.
Yeah, that's a great point. These two teams met less than a month ago. And it was a 10-7 win for Adelphi. You got to wonder, what did both coaching staffs take from that game and
Poulin
using here?
Looking for a shot. Instead, he'll pass it down low to X. Spin from Danowski, just trying to get free. Good set for Pace coming out, down to 20 seconds on the shot clock. Lane giving a little bit of room. He'll give it back to Danowski. Onto the top side. Danowski, a shot save made by Tome. Shot clock will reset as Adelphi get the possession and now look for the clear.
First save of the day for Tome.
The Panthers have already put 6 shots in the air, 5 on goal, Travis. 4 of them have gone in.
That was a great job by Liam Henshaw, scooping up that ground ball after that rebound, taking it down the field, getting the clear for the Panthers. And now this potent offense already with 4 today, Kev. Can they add another?
Lewis, he's dangerous, passing it inside. McDermott got tied up. Ground ball loose, and it's scooped up by Gibson, dunking it in for his second of the game. Can't deny the big man a ground ball that close to the net.
And that might be one of the easiest goals that Gibson scores in his career. As, like you said, can't deny him the ground ball in front. As you get a look at this replay, again, knocked free from Kern, and then it's Gibson. Scoops it up, has a yawning cage to place it home. And Adelphi early on here, Kevin. 5 minutes, 13 seconds into the game. They have a 5-1 lead. And, I mean, Pace, we saw they had to play in the first round of the playoffs. They beat Bentley 16-5. And then had a very tight matchup with St. A's in the semis, 8-7. Adelphi steamrolled through the semis, 24-5, taking down Assumption. And they didn't leave any goals in that game, it seems, Kevin.
Greaves holding on to it. He'll take a trip down below the goal line, and now the offensive substitutions are starting to come out. Again, this Adelphi offense, they can really get it going with anyone, Travis. They do not need to send in their PLL draft pick in order to score, but Kyle Lewis will come onto the field.
So much depth for these Panthers. They can filter up and down the roster, and they know they're going to get their A game from everybody on the roster.
McDermott over Lewis. They'll send it down low. Dernan. Dernan with Dinellen. Up top, Lewis. Around the horn, Facen. Facen has been an important junior for this team this year as well. 30 goals on the year and still counting. Dinellen rips a shot outside. Saved down low by Kern. It was a great one for the keeper of Pace University. And his defense swarming for the ground ball. They'll set up on the clear.
Yeah, that's big for Kern after giving up that goal. You saw his reaction after that goal was scored. He was kind of wearing it on himself a little bit. But again, another unforced turnover there for the setters. Got to take better care of the ball.
Brian Brennan giving over the possession, a shot. That hit off the post, and maybe a piece of it belonged to Kern. Ground ball to the far side of the field will be put out of play. And now the coaching staff for Pace getting a little fired up. Like you said, Travis, they don't want to see those unforced errors.
No, and again, you continue to turn the ball over like that. Adelphi will make you pay. So for the setters, just got to take better care of possession of the rock. Again, if they got to slow things down a little bit, I think that's what they got to do. Slow it down. Don't be afraid to change the pace of the game a little bit, because through the first 7 minutes, it's all been in Adelphi's hands.
Gibson. He'll start off the action. Got a pick from Facen. Will reset up high. McDermott, the transfer from Hofstra, getting it inside, spinning away, looking for Kyle Lewis on the right hand. He'll give it to Gibson. Powers forward on the left. He's shot and missed it wide right. That'll go out of bounds, but Denellen was there for the backup. Again, talking about so much Long Island representation. Obviously, you expect that out of Adelphi, based in Nassau County, but Pace equally, as they're going to pick up an unforced error from the Panthers and bring it forward quickly. Watson looking for the pass, flagged down by D'Alessandro and picked right back up by Kyle Lewis. Flips it to the near side of the field. Bauer showing off some great stick work, looking over to Gibson, gets it to him on the right side of the wing, back to the middle for a rifling shot. They score. McDermott got the goal. Beautiful work from Adelphi.
And this isn't going to go on the score sheet, Kevin, but number 9 in white, Danny Facen, I want to highlight him real quick because he was storming back on the ride. He had a tremendous job in forcing that turnover, knocking that ball to the ground. Adelphi come right back up and score 6-1, and we're getting our first timeout, Kevin.
And I think it's a needed one for Pace. Obviously, they know that they can hang with Adelphi. They proved it earlier, really not long ago, like you mentioned, Trav, just on April 14th. Time can really fly. The fact that we're already May 2nd in 2026. I'm sorry if I just gave anyone a little bit of a scare because these months do fly by, but it also means we're getting closer and closer to the Final Four for the Division II scene, as well as Division I and Division III, all taking place at the same time. But Adelphi, it's been a while since they haven't won, since they haven't made a Final Four. Pace could really prove something to the entire D2 scene that, hey, maybe Adelphi isn't unbeatable if they find a way to close this gap. Still in the first quarter, still so much lacrosse to play.
Still a lot of lacrosse to be played, absolutely. I mean, we've seen 5 goals scored in less than 5 minutes before.
Yeah.
It happens. This is lacrosse. It's the fastest game on 2 feet, as everyone says. And this is a game of runs. For Pace, they got to get, obviously, more runs going in their direction. But I keep saying it. It's the turnovers. You got to limit those turnovers. Take better care of the ball. Take better care of possession when you have it, because this Panther side isn't going to give you a lot of chances.
And I think something else for Pace, they might just want to see some more settled sets, because a lot of these Adelphi goals have come off the rush, off a substitution, off a clear. You know, it's a lot of things where the Pace defense, when they're 6-on-6, when they have their guy in front of them, they've looked a lot better. We're back to the face-off right now. We'll get another whistle and a flag flying high into the air. It's our first of the day.
Yeah, it's going to go on Hugo Villalaba here, as he played that one with his hand.
That's a no-no in lacrosse. So the ball will be given over by default.
And again, not what the setters need coming out of the timeout after giving up a goal. You just touched on it. A lot of the goals we've seen from Adelphi today, they're coming in transition. You know, they are coming at times where we're not really in a set like this. They're moving quick. They're working the ball around. They're not running the shot clock down.
We'll see Woodland come out for the man-up look, number 66, another transfer from Hofstra, just like his teammate Vincent McDermott. As maybe a hidden ball trick. No, we'll go over to Denellen, looking to pass it inside. What a shot low to high for Michael Durnan. Adelphi continue to run away, up by 6 goals now on the setters.
Great ball movement right there for Adelphi with the man-up opportunity. And Denellen, beautiful pass inside, like you said, to Durnan. And Durnan low to high. What a rip that was. Not much that Jack Curran could have done about that one.
Yeah, I think Durnan might like scoring goals. He had 42 of them coming into this game. Obviously, him and Gibson were battling all of last year to see who would ultimately take the program history in single-season goals. Both of them on pace to potentially break their own records. I mean, this is just how good the Adelphi team has been recently. Ground ball will belong to the Canadian. Linkletter flipping it into space, and Greaves has it. Off to Gibson, goal line extended, or at least he was going to travel there before the whistle came through. Things will slow down. 6:30 left in the first quarter.
Yeah, we talk about how good this Adelphi Panthers team has been. And, Kevin, I mean, as we all know, they haven't lost in a while. But I think what's even more impressive is, and you said it earlier, is they don't let up. They don't let up. They don't sit back. They constantly take the game to you. Up by 5-6 goals here in the first quarter, and they could be sitting down saying, you know what? We got a pretty good lead. We're comfortable. We can kind of sit back and not keep the foot on the gas here or keep applying pressure. That's not what they're saying at all. They have their foot on the gas, the pedals to the metal right now, and they are taking it to the setters. And it's clear. You can see by the pace that they're playing at on the field. They want to make a statement today.
Again, it's not just about winning this game. It's about sometimes how much fear you can strike into your opponents going into the national tournament. Adelphi, they don't just want to find a victory in the NE10 finals. They want everyone to know exactly who they are, who they've been all year. And something they probably don't notice, as they're not media guys like us, Travis. We got to keep our eyes on the polls and everything. But April 20th, week 11, they were not a unanimous number one pick. They lost one vote of the entire top 20. Still were number one with the 19 other votes, but maybe a little bit of extra motivation to just say, no, we really do deserve to all have 20 votes in the national polls. Down to 6 minutes left in the first quarter. Pace still looking to find their sea legs in this matchup.
I mean, Kevin, this is a team that's won 24 straight games. Their last loss was April 5th, 2025 to the St. Anselm Hawks. And what was it?
Pass inside, behind the back. Durnan got the ground ball, still on the doorstep. Couldn't put it through.
That was a slick behind the back try.
Gibson.
They're having fun. They're playing with confidence.
They are trying a DJ Burns pirouette on the doorstep of the crease. Woodland will take us back into play, looking to drop his right shoulder and drive. Double team, harass the third, but Woodland scores. Unbelievable for Ryan Woodland. 8-1 Adelphi.
They can't be stopped today. The Panthers absolutely rolling right here in the first quarter. Offensive dominance on display.
And it's really going to have to start with face-off wins at this point for Pace. They need more of them. Alex Garrow will come out, the freshman, 5'9", 185 pounds. And trying to match up against Greaves, who has just been rolling. Greaves trying to flip it behind him. He'll easily scoop up the ground ball and run forward.
Kev, this is an Adelphi team since the national championship in 2024, the first one of the back-to-backs, has only lost one game. Since the beginning of that 2024 season, they've only lost 3 games.
Behind the back pass for Lewis on the doorstep, and Herzog with a little shovel shot puts it a little too high. Back up for Denellen, and everyone's trying to get a little fancy now for their highlight reel goal.
I think in sports, Kevin, this word gets thrown around a little bit too much. But I think the point that Adelphi is trying to make today is they're a dynasty.
Yeah.
And you need to watch out for them, and they are absolute legit threats for a third consecutive national title, especially the way they're playing barely 10 minutes into this game, 10 minutes and 9 seconds into this game, Kevin.
Obviously, anytime you talk to a lacrosse coach or any coach across any sport, but obviously the timeline changes based off their season, but everyone always says they want to be playing their best lacrosse. Hold that thought, as the shot will get a piece of the metal. Ground ball belongs to Pace, trying to get it into space, as McDermott was hard on the ride. Good swim dodge coming out, and the setters will find some open territory to run with. Lamoureux just looking to pass it forward, and the clear is successful for the setters. But like I was going to say, Trav, they always want to be playing their best lacrosse later on into the year. Obviously, in the month of May is when you want to be playing your best lacrosse. For you, you wanted to be playing your best hockey in March. Whatever it may be, that's exactly what Adelphi is doing right now. They are peaking at the right time just before they start their national championship run, because regardless of if they win this game or not, you know for a fact that they're going to be there.
And it's amazing to say that a 15-0 team is peaking now, you know. You look at that record and you say, well, maybe they've been peaking all season long, and nobody's been able to stop them. As Pace trying to get a chance inside.
Sensi couldn't get there, and Tomei even getting activated, dropping his shoulder. Now just trying to pass it off to the wings, and the clear coming. A rare dropped ball for the long sticks of Adelphi's defense. Instead, they flip it off to the near side with Bauer.
It was a good take for Sensi there, but again, just Adelphi. The pressure coming back defensively, just swarming the ball. They're all over it.
Shot from the outside. It's a bouncer and in. Dinellen, same spot as his first goal. It's 9-1 Adelphi. And just a chef's kiss to the ball movement right there of the long sticks. Linkletter and Bauer acting like they've been playing with short sticks their entire lives, the way they're flipping those passes.
And Dinellen just showing why he's one of the top players in the country in Division II lacrosse, one of the elite goal scorers in Division II lacrosse in the country, Kevin. I mean, gets himself in the right spot, and when the ball's in his stick and he's in that area, watch out. I mean, I don't want to say he's going to be 10 for 10 from that spot, but pretty close to it. I mean, he's been perfect today.
And it looks like we're going to get 2 penalties onto the board. Response on the other side, James David, or excuse me, no, that's Pace taking those penalties. Landers will be on the sideline, 1 minute for Pace, and on the other side, it's going to be D'Alessandro as well as Diamikis. Now, obviously, the referees, they can see that this game getting away from Pace right now. They don't want their emotions to get away, so maybe a couple of initial calls just to make sure everyone understands that they're still in control.
Yeah, so just a couple of unsportsmanlike conduct penalties getting tossed around the horn there. Landers, D'Alessandro, Diamisis, as you said, Kevin. And can Pace take advantage of this?
Again, trying to pass it inside, but David was all over it. Now they swarm the ball. Another beautiful scoop from Bauer. He'll fly forward, one hand on the stick. Bauer still going and pulls up. Another flag flying high into the air. So we'll get another penalty. We'll make it 4 at the same time. Gibson surrounded, some more flags up, and finally the ball will go out of play. 2:41 left in the first quarter. And Trav, now I want to throw everyone back to February 15th. When Adelphi was taking on Frostburg State University. The reason I want to go there, a comical amount of penalties were taken in that game. So obviously Adelphi, if they feel they need to defend themselves or maybe get a little bit activated in that side of the game, they will. And Pace just trying to find a way to come back in the first place right now, down by 8 goals.
Yeah, a lot of ground to make up here. I got to circle back for a second. I'm still in awe. That was one of the nastiest ground balls I've ever seen from Reese Bauer a couple minutes ago, not even a couple seconds ago. That was so slick before he ended up getting the clear. But, yeah, I mean, for Pace, again, they just got to find a way to shut down Adelphi on the offense here. They need a defensive stop desperately.
Kyle Lewis looks like he's back to 100%. Moving around fantastically, gives it over to Dinellen. Looking to go above the head of the Pace defense and gives it over to Lewis. So much space for these big guns of Adelphi to work with. And now all of the penalties will release at around the same time. McDermott, Dinellen, over, Facen in. One more pass on the doorstep. And getting a piece of it was Kern.
And that ball now belongs to the Garden City Golf Club.
I got to correct myself. That's Hunter Wilcox in the net now. So Pace did make the substitution. Jack Kern will go over to the sideline. Obviously can't blame him for the 9 goals because, listen, the entire Pace team knows they need to step it up. And we see sometimes when a goalie gets substituted out in any sport, that can give a little bit of a shot to the team.
Definitely. And he came in right after that goal from Dinellen that made it 9-1. Pace get an important stop, and for the setters here, as this game ticks on, we're almost through the first quarter now, it's going to be ever more so important that they turn defense into offense. They're going to have to try to find some goals on the transition.
Long shot from the outside, bounces above the crossbar. Backup will belong to the setters. Landers will put us back into play. The only goal we've seen from Pace was from their big gun, Will Danowski, number 14, so keep your eye on him. Given to Reese, up high. Gets. Trying to bump on Herzog. The ball almost intercepted by Bauer. It's loose. Bauer down to the end line and finds the scoop. Reese Bauer ahead. Herzog over his head, though. That's going to be a turnover. Reese takes it right back. Could have had numbers towards the net, but it would have been a risky play. 50 seconds left in the first quarter, so they can hold on for the last possession as there's 70 seconds on the shot clock. From the left alley, David is going to block that shot, and the rebound will go right to the pocket of Linkletter, flying in transition. Flips it to the far side, short stick, shot down low. What a save by Wilcox. Snuffed it out. Denellen takes it back, fires it inside. Behind the back shot. It's buried into the net. Durnan from Denellen. 10-1 in the first quarter.
You're just not stopping the Panthers today. They are on fire. Talking about defense to offense for the setters, it's Adelphi who turn defense into offense. They get the stop on one end. They get down the field. Again, quick, slick ball movement, and then a beautiful behind-the-back goal there from Durnan. Just a dominant first quarter here, Kevin. That's all you can really say about it. Absolute dominance.
We'll go back to the face-off X, and we'll go back to another Greaves win. $15 seconds left in the first quarter. Let's see what Kyle Lewis can do. A hop step, he'll take it to the high slot. 8 seconds left. Lewis scanning for options, might take this himself. Goal line extended, switches his hand, looking for a pass to the middle, gets it back, and then just underhands it to some free space. But Adelphi not going to get anything done there. Not that they needed to. 10-1 after the first quarter. We'd like to take a quick minute to thank Luigi's Pizzeria, located just minutes away from Adelphi University's Garden City campus. Luigi's Pizzeria of Mineola is an official sponsor of Adelphi Athletics. Enjoy pasta favorites, healthy eats, or a large pie with your family by calling or ordering directly online. Adelphi community members can taste 10% off their bill by just showing an Adelphi ID. Luigi's Pizzeria, quality you can taste. Fans, you can also receive the same level of expert care our athletes receive with NYU Langone Health, the official medical service provider of Adelphi University Athletics, with locations throughout Long Island.
The Adelphi University Department of Athletics is excited to announce its new partnership with Bar Taco. Bar Taco is your The NE10 Conference is proud to partner with Flow Sports, which serves as the home of the NE10 Now, the comics' digital streaming platform. Fans can subscribe to see both regular season and championship action for all NE10 member institutions with both monthly and yearly rates available. NE10 Now on Flow Sports. Flow Sports is available online on the Flow Sports mobile app.
Back for the start of the second quarter, 15 minutes on the clock. And Adelphi lead by 9 goals, not something I think a lot of people saw coming. An Adelphi win, maybe, but this scoreline just after 15, not as much. On pace to score 40 goals in the game right now.
Now, two of the top teams in the nation, Adelphi number 1, Pace number 10, but it's been all the top dogs, the Adelphi Panthers, steamrolling right now through one quarter of play, Kevin.
Greaves, now Linkletter. Already has a goal in the game, and he'll give it off to the offense. Adelphi, they've been scoring in almost every fashion now. Settled 6-on-6, off the face-off, off the transition, substitution goals to boot. He really can be doing a little bit of everything. Kyle Lewis across, Danny Facen. Vince McDermott will get a touch. So plenty of time on the shot clock for these Panthers to work with. Kyle Lewis giving over to Ryan Balco. Again, Balco just another one of those pieces that can, as a short stick, play defense, get into the offensive side as well. Maybe find some mismatches as a shot from McDermott will go off to the left side. Gibson was there to reclaim the ball. Down to 30 seconds on the shot clock now.
The setters have stuck with Wilcox in the net.
Gibson trying to use his size. Stopped up at the goal line on the right side of the net. Gives it off. Danny Facen down the alley, passing it back out. They'll look over to their main man in Lewis. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Lewis, a one-handed cradle. Dodges away from the double team, passing it inside. It's speared high into the air. A couple bodies hit the ground. The ball is still loose. Down to 5 seconds on the shot clock. The setters have it anyways and find themselves a nice defensive stand to start.
Especially defensively, to try to turn this game in their favor.
A fail on the clear, though. That's not what the doctor ordered. Balco takes it back. High stepping down the alley. 2 minutes gone by in the second quarter. And really, I mean, obviously, we talk so much about some of the very impressive stats for Adelphi. Unfortunately, there isn't a national stat for teams' riding percentage, but Adelphi's ride today has looked exceptional.
It's been incredible. I mean, they have not given up on the ball at all. And listen, when you're up 10-1, it's easy to maybe take a step back, not go as hard. You know you have a big lead. That's not what Adelphi's doing.
Pace now 3 for 5 on the clears. Adelphi on the other side is 6 for their 7. Lewis up top, starting to put it around the horn. Balco, who got the interception, tried to fire it through too much traffic. That's a cause turnover for the setters, and they'll happily take the ball back. Lamoureux to Wilcox, and they have to be careful. Looking to get it off to their speed. Wilcox will just pass it over to Danowski, who came all the way back to the defensive end in order to take it. Flipping a pass, almost intercepted by Linkletter. Ground ball upcoming. Adelphi have numbers there. Linkletter will just touch it into some space and take it away.
Yeah, with the yard sale right there on Cody McLean to force that turnover.
Linkletter, he'll take another shot. This time, Wilcox got it. So Adelphi with a couple of shots, but no goals just yet.
I had talked about it in the first where I had said, I think Pace, when they get possession, they should slow the game down a little bit. Adelphi's playing really fast. They got to slow it down, try to get it at, no pun intended, their pace of play that they want to play at. I think it's got to be exactly opposite now. You're down by 9. You can't play slow anymore. You got to go. You got to go. You got to try to take the game to Adelphi here.
Danowski down the alley. They'll play it through X.
I would love to see Pace not burn any time on this shot clock. I'd love to see them 10 seconds, 15 seconds, get a shot. Even if you don't score, try to generate a rebound where you can then scoop up the GB on that rebound and keep the offensive possession going.
Even to just find some momentum because everything is getting just worked into the ground by Adelphi. Danowski will spin, trying to drop his shoulder, this time matching up against D'Alessandro. He'll be forced to pass it off. And take your pick between All-American defenseman Michael D'Alessandro and Reese Bauer. Neither is an easy matchup, but inside it works for Jake Sensi. Second goal of the game, and a flag was in the air while the shot came through. 10:38 left in the second quarter.
And Kev, that's 2 shots on goals for Pace. 2 goals.
Yeah.
2 shots on goal.
Well, no, 3 shots. Tome did make 1 save.
That's right. Pardon me. You're right. Pardon me. 3 shots on goal.
2 goals.
What does that tell you? I'm not a very good mathematician, but my math tells me that Pace has to shoot the ball more. Too much movement on the outs. Too much ball movement on the outside. Down by 8. Still, of course, plenty of time left, but I want to see Pace getting the ball to the net at much higher volume. We know Tomei's a great goalie, but you make him look even better when you're not putting the ball towards the cage. And
hard-working ground ball right now. Popped high into the air. No one knows where it went except for Gavin Herzog, and he'll end up taking it. And Travis, I mean, to your point, it's a good one because Pace as a team have only taken 6 shots. Only 3 of them have gone on net. On the other side, Adelphi just had their 25th.
It's towering numbers for Adelphi. Whereas you look at Pace and it's, have not been able to match that volume. Obviously, possession numbers heavily in favor of Adelphi at this stage of the game. But I think that's why it's ever more so important for Pace that when they have those opportunities that they do shoot at a high volume.
Adelphi will rock out with their second midi line onto the field, just giving those big guys a little bit of rest. Obviously, they might still see a competitive game down the stretch, so that battle of attrition could go Adelphi's way if need be, but I'm sure they'll prefer to just hold on to their 8-goal lead. A pass from Durnan, a little bit outside his man, and Pace will take it away.
Big ground ball by Matthews.
Wilcox putting his man into danger, and Durnan taking a piece away. Pace getting through the contact anyways, and Michael Matthews gets a standing ovation from the Pace fans.
Yeah, listen, the North Babylon native there, he ate a big check, but popped right back up to his feet, kept possession, avoided the run, and worked the clear for the Setters. Now a chance for back-to-back goals for him.
Poulin, directing traffic, has the short stick matchup in front of him. 6 minutes down in this second quarter. It's been moving a little bit faster compared to the first, and that's mainly because Adelphi haven't been able to score a goal a minute, essentially. Hard-working shot for Danowski, going to miss and taken away by Adelphi. They try to hit Linkletter on the run. Ground ball ensuing, and Landers will have the pocket, getting it back to his attackman quickly, but the play will shut down.
That's what I'm talking about there for Pace. They get a shot. Obviously, Tomei makes a save, but Tomei trying to vacate quickly. Pass a little bit in behind. Pace is allowed the opportunity to force a turnover, take possession back, and now another offensive chance for him here.
I think Adelphi will take that, though, because they were obviously on the same page. As soon as Linkletter saw that Tomei had it, he was sprinting upfield, and the pass was picture perfect. Bauer. Now he'll go as the long stick. Bauer, 4-on-3 towards the net, passing it off. Durnan, a shot. Big ricochet goes all the way to the far sideline and out of bounds. Just under 8 minutes to play in this half. Adelphi will put us back into action. Gibson looking back to Bauer. Durnan, doorstep, hit it off the outside of the net. Looked like it went in for just a millisecond, but that's why you got to wait for the referees, Travis. They'll give you the ultimate sign. Another bad clear coming out for Pace. A big hack from Kyle Lewis. Not taking possession, though. It's Cole Stevens with the GB.
Yeah, Pace needed that ground ball there. And two good chances for Durnan on the opposite side. First one beat Wilcox, but couldn't beat the post. Second one, like you mentioned, Kevin, just on the outside of the cage. I think the fans in attendance might have thought that one went in for a moment, but nonetheless, good possession for Adelphi there, despite not coming away with a goal.
I don't know many people that can beat a post. That's kind of hard to do. Maybe if you run your face into it, that's the way to beat the post. But that, then you'd be stepping in the crease, and then that doesn't work. Pace, 7 minutes on the clock in the second quarter. Danowski, he'll try to wrap, looking for the question mark shot, but it's an easy up-high save for Christian Tomei. And again, something that's increasingly become common in lacrosse and really any sport involving a goalkeeper is height, and height being important. Christian, 6'4". He could put his chin on top of the crossbar if he wanted to.
Yeah, and he's extremely athletic. He's able to get down, pop up, make a variety of different saves, and obviously a big reason why Adelphi has had the success that they have had here in 2026.
And of course, that's not to say that goalies can't be short nowadays. If you want to see a short goalkeeper, at least compared to her peers, watch Jillian McFadden in our upcoming game. Women's lacrosse taking on Pace in the NE10 conference finals. It's back-to-back games for Adelphi and Pace. Not a common thing in the sports world, but you see it quite a bit in lacrosse where two schools play each other on both the men's and women's side.
Yeah, we get a double dip today of Adelphi and Pace, and I think that's a good point you just brought up. I mean, with McFadden for the women's side, both the men's and women's lacrosse teams at Adelphi, both blessed with exceptional goaltending. And, I mean, the thing about Tomei, you look at his stats, you look at the numbers, you break it all down, and His numbers tell you he's a good goalie.
Mm-hmm.
His numbers tell you he's a great goalie. But then you sit down and you watch him play, and he passes the eye test by every single metric. You know, just like I mentioned, the athleticism, the way he's able to make saves, his size, as you talked about. Checking all the boxes here, Kevin.
And only a junior as well, so he'll be back for another year after this. McDermott, left-hand cradle, takes it back to his right side and was angled away by the Pace defense. He'll give it over to Kyle Lewis. Starting his charge forward, Lewis, a low pass to Nellen, pocketed it. Now passes in front and a shot for a score. Danny Facen makes it 11-2. And the first goal of the quarter for Adelphi coming almost 10 minutes in.
Great ball movement there. Lewis down low to X to Nellen with a quick pass out front for Facen, who was cutting. And a beautiful shot to put it home. 11-2, 5:39 to go in the first half. The Panthers are absolutely rolling today.
And have yourself a day, Denellen. 2 goals, 4 assists, 6 total points. He's more than double the next closest on his team, but I think Michael Durnan will be happy with his hat trick. He likes to fill the net. Herzog has it for the Panthers. Seen a couple of timeouts in the game so far, one on either side. I think Adelphi's was really to just settle the troops after they took a couple of penalties. Didn't want this game getting away from them in the man-up advantages for Pace, and haven't seen any penalties since then, so it definitely worked. And obviously Pace took a timeout when they found themselves in an early hole just to try to right things. The scoring has slowed down for Adelphi, but the setters haven't been able to get offense on the other end. Lewis easily working his way through a 2-man stack. Gets it down low for Durnan, around Denellen, pass towards the middle. A sidearm crank will be saved by Wilcox. Might have went off the post with how high it popped into the air. Regardless, it'll be a shot clock reset for the Panthers, and they'll use all the time available, just trying to drain the clock already with 4:37 left in the half. Here's McDermott again. Has a goal in the game, and a bad pass will go out of bounds. Actually tipped away. Kyle Lewis, at least it looks like what he's pleading for.
Yeah, we'll see. The officials going to come together and have a quick conversation.
And the referees, so they will have a little conference and say that it stays with Adelphi. Kyle Lewis was sticking around in the area because he thought that would be the call. Lewis. And that little hop step of his, wrapping around the cage quickly. Found the double team, gave it off to Gibson, rotated around. It's with Durnan now. Checking over his shoulder for the pressure. 30 seconds left on the shot clock. Over to Denellen, hunting for his 7th point of the game. Passes it inside. Durnan had his twig tied up. Ground ball ensuing. McDermott couldn't take it away. Now an opportunity for Facen, it looks like. And he was wrestled to the ground. A timeout was taken. Yeah. Someone had some very quick hands from Adelphi to get that one off.
Yeah, a really quick timeout call from the Panthers just before the ball hit the ground. So possession will stay with Adelphi here. 14 seconds on the shot clock, 3:57 to go here. But, yeah, this game's been all Adelphi.
Absolutely. And while we have the moment, would like to thank NYU Langone Health. Fans, you can receive the same level of expert care our athletes receive with NYU Langone Health, the official medical services provider for Adelphi University Athletics. With locations throughout Long Island, including right next door in Garden City and Mineola, NYU Langone Health has your back. Make an appointment with their sports health clinicians who will provide the highest quality care and support to help you reach your health goals and stay there. Visit nyulangone.org/sports health. I'd also like to thank 7th Street Gourmet Deli, conveniently located on the western end of 7th Street within walking distance of campus. 7th Street Gourmet Deli will meet all your breakfast and lunch needs. Featuring made-to-order egg sandwiches, omelets, and bagels, 7th Street Gourmet is the place to start your day off right. Hungry for lunch? Try a sandwich, hero, or panini. Don't miss our new pickle sandwich or our famous cowboy sandwich. And don't forget the crowd pleaser, our 7th Street tenders, perfectly seasoned chicken tenders that will make a great meal or snack. We can cater your party or meeting, or just come in for a great meal. Enjoy 10% off your order with a valid Adelphi ID. 7th Street Gourmet Deli, a traditional New York deli in the heart of Garden City. As we come back to live, just under 4 minutes to play in the half. It's been a different quarter from the first to the second, Travis. And another opportunity. Gibson, did he step in the crease? Yes, he did. Referees will give it back over to Pace. It stays 11-2.
Yeah, it was a close one there. But, yeah, definitely a different second
Durnan
quarter.
getting up into the air in order to knock down that pass. D'Alessandro goes through the legs and somehow gets that into his pocket, gives it to the far side of the field, but no one was there, and the ball will bounce out of bounds, going back over to Pace. But D'Alessandro, how do you do?
Yeah, it's going to work out great for Pace. But, again, like you said, back to your point, just a little bit of a slower second than the first. Obviously not as many goals here in quarter number 2 compared to quarter number 1. I think that's more just Adelphi hunkering down and saying, you know what? We're just going to limit Pace opportunities. We know we don't need to score every single possession now. They're still going for it. It's not like Adelphi has slowed up and not looking for those chances anymore. Wilcox has made a few big saves. They've shot a couple wide. They've hit a couple posts. So I think that's really the difference as to why it's still 11-2, and maybe Adelphi doesn't have more goals on the board. Tomei's made a couple of saves. Reason why Pace doesn't have a few more on the board. But, again, I still think Pace should be shooting more.
Pace have gotten an additional 2 shots on goal since the last time you mentioned it. Travis looking for one there. And that was inside for Sensi. Went wide of the net. Back up will belong to the setters.
Again, I said it a few minutes ago, but I think at this stage of the game for Pace, still some time left, but you're down by a lot. You got to shoot at volume.
Danowski stood up by Bauer. Has to pass it out. Instead, it's hacked out of his stick by D'Alessandro. And it will stay with Pace.
I think it's too much either looking for the perfect pass or looking to get into the perfect spot on the field. And Adelphi is limiting both of those options. So I think it's when you just have the opportunity, you got to take it.
Sensi looking to work. Long pass to the outside. Looking for a shot above the crossbar. Couple of shots coming here for the setters. None of them on goal just yet.
They're going to have 12 to shoot on this restart, so got to work quickly.
Sensi has 7 assists on the year. Could get his 8th or his 18th goal. Will pass it off. Reese trying to get closer for the shot, but just didn't have anything going. 3 seconds left, and it will be a bailout for the setters. Danowski will take it back into play and likely just roll it onto the floor. That'll be a shot clock violation. Adelphi will set up on the clear. Already making their substitutions as well, so you expect this one to go fairly smoothly for the team with the 10th best clear percentage in the nation.
That's a great job by Adelphi defensively on that stand. Kept everything outside. No point-blank shots on Tomei. Kevin, this is a Panthers team that currently, of all the teams still in the Northeast 10, have been to the most semis, have been to the most finals, have won the most titles. The only team with more titles than them in the Northeast 10, they've moved up to Division I Lemoyne.
Obviously, Lemoyne not having as much success in their early years as they would have liked, but it's hard to really crack into Division I lacrosse. If you need another example of that, just look over to Westchester with Iona. First couple of seasons they've had in Division I as a completely new program as well have been hard for them, but a lot of people tend to think that Adelphi would do well if they moved up to the Division I level, and, well, I would tend to agree with those people. Main reason is they have guys like Kyle Lewis who got drafted to the PLL. Not a lot of D1 players get that, as Durnan going to score his 4th. You know, I said it earlier in the year, Travis, one of the things that really impressed me about Kyle Lewis, the only Division II player in lacrosse to get on the Twartzen watch list. And the thing that I want to qualify with that as well, he was the only male lacrosse player on the island to be on the Twartzen watch list, which includes several Division I programs. Even if you want to throw in Brooklyn and Queens, it's still only Kyle Lewis.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the impact that number 6 has had, not just on the team, but this program, the community, it's profound. And the ability of top to bottom on the roster of this Adelphi team, I spoke about it in the first quarter, the depth that they have. And they can call upon just about any number on this roster, any number, every number on this roster. A, they know they're going to bring it, but B, they know they're going to bring it at a very high level.
Absolutely. 40 seconds left in the quarter. Another opportunity, left side of the crease. Herzog got it. Another short stick midi to fill the back of the net. 13-2 now the score.
Kev, it's clear. This Adelphi team, they're a Northeast 10 dynasty, and they're trying to prove to everybody today that they are a national dynasty. There's still a lot of lacrosse to be played, but I think we might start being able to pencil it in. Adelphi 2026 NE10 champions. They're definitely sending a message to the rest of the nation that we are serious about back-to-back-to-back national titles.
Absolutely. Herzog with his 4th goal of the season. We'll go back to the face-off. Referees will blow a whistle here. Looks like we have a hold going against Adelphi. So Pace will take potentially the last possession of the first half. Pass out wide for Baldino. He'll give it down low to X, and now the setters using a little bit of pace in their passes. One-on-one set up for Will Danowski.
You need a goal before half if you're the setters.
Landers going back out wide. They'll give it to Goetz. Goetz, a shot on the run, and that went into the crease, but wide of the net. Out of bounds with 10.6 left.
Just anything for a little boost here.
Danowski, he might just look to charge his way net front.
I wouldn't mind seeing Will call his own number here. You got 10 seconds left in the half.
Here comes Danowski. A little hesitation with the pass. Now he'll drop his shoulder inside, but the shot interrupted. The clock will expire. Adelphi up 13-2.
Dominant first half from the Adelphi Panthers. And with 30 minutes to go in this game, Kevin Pace going to need a lot. They're going to have to dig deep to try to find their way back into the game. Adelphi don't have to do much. Keep playing the way you're playing, and you're going to be lifting a trophy high above your heads in a little over an hour.
Before we go to break, we'd like to give a quick thank you to the Baya Bar. Attention Adelphi students. Baya Bar is just blocks away on Nassau Boulevard in Garden City. And don't forget their Oceanside location on Lawson Boulevard as well. Enjoy acai bowls, smoothies, fresh avocado, juices, toast, and more. Show your Adelphi ID for 10% off in-store or delivery through DoorDash, Grubhub, or Uber Eats. Visit buyabar.com or download our app and fuel your day. The Adelphi University Department of Athletics is thrilled to announce its new partnership with Buffalo Wild Wings Garden City. Buffalo Wild Wings' newest full-service location closest to campus recently opened on Stewart Avenue in Garden City. Students and staff will be able to enjoy a 15% discount on all in-store purchases with a valid Adelphi ID. The franchise will host a number of lunch deals Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Weekly specials include traditional Tuesdays, buy one, get one 50% off, and BOGO Boneless Thursdays. Be sure to sign up for the Blazin' Rewards program at blazinrewards.com to begin accumulating points for free food and beverages. We'll be right back for the start of the second half here on NE10 Now, powered by Flow Sports.
Together we build brilliant futures by embracing the dream of every student athlete. every opportunity to make their college experience unique based on their individual passions, interests, and the division's life in the balanced philosophy. Institutions encourage their student athletes to get involved in activities and experiences outside the sport and engage in areas that will help them succeed in their career and in life after college. Make it yours in Division II. Visit ncaa.org/D2 to learn more.
And we're back for the start of the second half here on the campus of Adelphi University. The Panthers lead the game 13-2 after the first 30 minutes against the Pace University Setters. Adelphi looking for back-to-back-to-back NE10 championships and to set themselves up well for the national tournament where they are also back-to-back defending national champions.
And not just back-to-back-to-back, Kev, but it would make 4 out of the last 5 NE10 titles going away for the Panthers. The only team to win a Northeast 10 title in the 2020s outside of Adelphi. The previously mentioned Lemoyne, no longer part of the conference, moved up to D1, so you essentially can call the Northeast 10 Adelphis in the 2020s.
Danowski getting his way north, giving it off. This is Sensi with it now, racing around for the shot. It's a soft bouncer, but it's through. Jake Sensi will make it 13-3, just under a minute into this third quarter.
Pace needed an early goal And they get it from Sensi, the West Islip native. Bit outside with this shot, like you said. Maybe a soft bounce. Maybe fooled Tomei a little bit. Bit of a changeup going at him there.
Yeah.
And a beautiful shot from Sensi gets pace on the board early on. Still plenty of lacrosse to be played here today. That's what pace has to do. The number one thing that they can do right now is just believe, Kevin. You got to have belief in yourself, belief that you have the ability to come back, that no lead is insurmountable.
Face-off was still up for grabs for a while before Herzog got it. The wing play continues to be great for the Panthers. Gets it off to Carter Linkletter. And now Link will hold on to it to get it over to the substitution game. And Adelphi get their 6-on-6 settled set in their first offensive look of the half.
Yeah, extremely impressed with the wing play all day long from the Panthers. There's a lot of pace going downhill here from McDermott.
Adelphi are 13 of 18 on the face-offs today. Haven't even needed to see Michael Riley at all. Again, one of the best freshman Fogos in the country, if not the best. He's the backup for Greaves. Was the starter for a while earlier on in the year when Greaves took a couple of games off for rest and recuperation. It's Kyle Lewis with it now, right side goal line extended, giving it across to the left part of the field. Up top for Vince McDermott. Facent giving away the opportunity for a shot, misses wide for the Panthers.
Just 10 to work with here too, Kev, so got to be quick.
Lewis was forced to step back. Now Lewis will charge. One hand on the cradle, gets his matchup switch. Turning around the crease, looking for a passing option. 4 seconds left. Lewis still holds, gives it off to Gibson, takes the contact, and it was a shot attempted, but the ball knocked out of his stick while he was in motion. Quick
really
outlet pass, and the pace will get out of their zone quickly.
Really, really good start here for the setters. Exactly how you want to come out to begin the half. Obviously in a big deficit.
They got to be calm as well, Travis. Obviously, you can start getting fired up if you start going on a run, but right now you still got to be calm, understand the position that you're in. They've been looking off to Danowski a lot, but he only has one goal. Shot up high, speared by Tomei.
Great stop right there from Tomei.
3 minutes gone down in the third quarter. Vince McDermott will take it past the halfway point. McDermott still powering his way forward. Angled off by the hit from behind. Colin Reese did a good job to slow down the play of the speedy McDermott. Still holding on to it before passing it off to Dernan. Out for Facent. 50 seconds on the shot clock. Plenty of time for the Panthers to work with. This is Tito, one of the depth players for the Panthers. Gives it to Dernan. Sets up his one-on-one at X. Giving it off McDermott. Taking his place. McDermott faking the pass to the front of the cage. And then Adelphi, we might see them try to hold on to the ball, but hold that thought. Can't hold on to it if you step into the crease. So that will count as a turnover. And the Setters still have an opportunity to start off the second half on a 2-0 run.
Yeah, unforced turnover there. It's 2 turnovers on back-to-back possessions for Adelphi. 1 off the shot clock violation, 1 just stepping into the crease there. Pace with a good clear. Can they get another tally on the board here in quarter number 3 and trim this deficit a bit more?
We'll see them start up. Pass goes to the goal line extended with Sensi again. Over to Danowski, leads his team in points. Now Poulin tries to spin away into the slot. Ball knocked loose, ground ball ensuing, and Linkletter has it. Carter Linkletter scanning his options, passing it off. Herzog rips it sidearm, goes wide of the cage. Backup was collected by Gibson. Linkletter was in the area as well if need be.
Great job by Linkletter there. He's been up and down the field all day here for Adelphi.
He really loves to get going in transition. Tito and Facent. As Adelphi continue to rely on some of their depth players at different points. 5 minutes gone down in the third quarter. 25 minutes left in the game. Pace have to be aware of every second. Kyle Lewis takes the cradle, gives it back over to Tito. Mackin taking a lot of heat from Brian Brennan.
Just bounced off the contact there.
Another shot from the outside, saved down low by Wilcox. Wilcox will take it, give it over to his short stick defensive midfielder of Trevor Lamoureux. We've seen a lot of today. They've been relying on him in the clear game, and because of that, Adelphi have keyed in on number 18. Pass will go over to Lamoureux anyways, and it was intercepted just barely out of bounds, it looks like.
The official was right on top of it there, barely 3 feet away from where the play just happened. So Pace will get possession back. Like to see them play with some speed on this possession.
9 minutes remain in the third quarter. Travis, he's wanted to see more speed. He's wanted to see more shots. Again, the clock just getting away from the setters at this point.
Man, I'm still feeling that same way here, Kevin. A lot more pace, more shots on target.
Danowski looked for one there. It was an awkward angle with the head of James David right in front of him.
It's better to force Tomei to make saves than not having him make any saves at all, because he's not getting shots at him.
And Tomei not really required to do a whole lot this game. There's only been 7 shots on goal. He's saved 4 of them.
And granted, since I really started harping on it, the pace shooting volume has picked up.
Up to 17 shots for the setters. So still the 33 of Adelphi. There's obviously a gap there. Most of it generated in the first quarter. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Danowski has to go quick, looking for behind the back to the front door. But the shot clock violation is still going to come through as Landers couldn't find it into his pocket in time for the shot. Will be reset by Diamikis, the short stick defensive midfielder. Flipping it ahead, and the Panthers starting to run north.
It's just been really the same script all day that Adelphi's been playing from.
Gibson, he's up high with Luke Mackin. Mackin almost had it knocked out of his hands. The can opener was attempted. Mackin out in the alley. Durnan, near side of the field now, Ryan Bauco. Mackin feeding it low to X. Tito looping around the cage. Back up top with Mackin, taking his space with a long stick on him. Hard pass over to Tito, fields it, flips it down to X.
You've seen primarily here in this third quarter for the Panthers. No rush, not forcing anything. They know they don't need more goals at this point. It's early on, but they're really playing just to drain time.
Pass inside, Durnan wanted another one. Michael Durnan, his 5th goal now.
And like I said, they don't need more goals, but they're not going to keep taking shot clock violations. They'll wind the time down, then when they see the opening, they'll take it and put another one on the board for Michael Durnan.
14-3 now the score. As Durnan likely going to be chasing after some Adelphi history. Last year, he ended up 2nd in single-season goals with a total of 65. He was 2nd to Noah Gibson, his teammate, with 66. Obviously, the season total right now, not exactly at that point yet, but you got to remember, Adelphi, they're key on a long run in the national tournament, so plenty of games for Durnan to continue to collect goals. With this game, he'll be all the way up to a total of 47.
Pretty good pace with Good chunk of games left for these Panthers if they can continue their run into that national tournament.
Would need some pretty big games in the national tournament, but in theory, still possible for Michael Durnan. Him scoring 5 goals a couple of times isn't out of the conversation, and he still very well could attack in a couple of more here in the NE10 finals.
So 5:55 here in the third.
And Travis, one more caveat, and then I'll move off the conversation, but one more caveat in that. 2 games got canceled this year for Adelphi. So he's doing all of that while missing 2 games that he would have had last year. Obviously, those freak snowstorms that we had in February, that shot will go wide off the cage for the setters. But beautiful day out. No one can really be thinking about snow right now. Couple of clouds overhead, but that's just really canceling out that dangerous sun.
Yeah, it's a little overcast, but I don't think there's any danger of rain. Not that I don't think any of these players would be opposed to a little bit of mud ball.
Might help pace out at this point just to change up the setting, the feel of the game.
Make it a little sloppy.
Sensi to Landers, right back to him. Jake Sensi has a rare goal for pace in this matchup. Out wide for McLean. He'll go back over to Jake Sensi, trying to charge down the goal line extended.
I like the defense from the short stick there, Valerio. Kept it tight, forced the pass back up top.
8 seconds on the shot clock. Danowski has to go quick, but the ball is on the floor. Gives it back over to McLean. 3 seconds left. McLean with Bauer right in front of him. Shot clock violation forced. Adelphi's defense does it again.
Excellent defensive stand right there for the Panthers. Everything kept outside. Again, I'm highlighting Valerio here. I mean, you can highlight just about anybody on that defensive group, but Valerio specifically on that goal line extended attempt. Kept it tight, and as I said, forced that pass back up top. Didn't let the setters get a shot off at all on that possession there, Kevin.
A little bit of a fake ball trick. Durnan had it the entire time. We'll see the top mini unit come back onto the field. It's McDermott as well as Kyle Lewis operating together. Pass in from Kyle Lewis, not going to go where he wanted it. A flag will fly, and I think that will go on Lewis. But Pace still holding on to it, and some good ball work will get it above the halfway line.
Lewis has been quiet today, just 1 shot, 2 ground balls.
Not a whole lot needed out of Kyle Lewis. Again, he's watching his teammates do wonders with the pressure that he's creating as Danowski will miss that shot just a couple of inches above the crossbar, and we will get a slash called on Lewis a little bit earlier. So the man-up opportunity will belong to Pace. It's their second of the game.
And for the setters now, 3:40 to go in the third. We'll dial up another 15 for the fourth. Don't want to count them out yet. Still plenty of time to be played, but of course I think the writing's on the wall here. Adelphi marching towards that fourth NE10 title in 5 seasons. But for Pace, I think it's extremely important here that they don't stop playing. They don't stray away from the game, because although the result's not going to go their way today, their season isn't over. They're gonna get a bid to that national tournament. So it's a matter for them trying to build and keep good habits despite this game maybe getting away from them a little bit.
Goats with Reese. Pass over to the left side of the crease. Danowski looked like he was a little bit off key with the rest of his team. And it will go out of bounds as a turnover for the setters. 3:07 left now in the third quarter, and 27 seconds left on the man-up opportunity.
Like I said, you want to be able to pull positives from this game if you're Pace. You want to be able to take things away that you can bring with you to that national tournament.
Liam Henshaw, good job to get it into the offensive end.
Like we look at the North region right now. Adelphi 1, St. Anselm 2, Malloy 3, Pace 4, Seton Hill rounding out that top 5. A couple more NE10 schools with Assumption and St. Mike's in there. So obviously Pace, one of the top teams in this North region, one of the top teams in the nation, as we know, number 10 right now. Don't let this result get the better of you, get you down on yourself. Obviously, still more lacrosse to be played, so do what you can throughout the rest of this game to, like I said, keep building bad habits. Don't stray too far from your game plan.
Another opportunity in close. It's a tight tuck for Vince McDermott. 14-3 now the score in favor of the Panthers. 2:14 remaining in the quarter. And again, it's just been in cruise control. 15-3 now the score. It's been in cruise control really for Adelphi since the end of the first.
And I mentioned it literally 30 seconds before the game started, how important the opening faceoff was going to be to set the tone. And what did the Panthers do with that opening faceoff? They won it, went right to cage, and scored 7 seconds in. What did they do after that? They won another faceoff. They scored 14 seconds after their opening goal. So they were up by 2, 21 seconds into this matchup. And I think that just completely poked the sails for the Setters as soon as they got out on the water. They barely even started their trip, and before you knew it, they had 3 holes punctured in their sails, and Adelphi was sailing away.
It's just hard to close the gap with a team with as much experience as Adelphi.
And you talk so much, whether it's lacrosse or baseball, hockey, soccer, championship pedigree, teams that win, players that know how to win, they have that championship pedigree. And in games like this, those teams, they just know how to elevate themselves to an entirely different level. And that's what Adelphi has done today. I mean, we saw barely a month ago these two teams were only separated by 3 goals, Kevin.
Durnan, a hard pass will be kept in expertly by Bauer. Creates the ground ball at a minimum. Gibson, a good job to create space, and Adelphi will find the scoop. A hard pass will go to the end line and out of bounds. A little too much pace for Tito there, but again, it's one of those, it's the small things, like you said. Bauer knowing exactly how to keep that ball in, using the long stick to his advantage. He's been fantastic.
Been awesome today. Absolutely awesome. You cannot say enough good things about the way Reese Bauer has played in this game. Another turnover forced by Adelphi. Big hit, wow.
And a flag into the air. Pace fans finding their voices. Just a little bit left in the third quarter.
That was Tito who took that crunch down low. He was standing all by himself after that turnover.
Now, referees will have what is likely to be a quick conference on the far side of the field.
Yeah, Wilcox going to have to jog off here. And back in is going to be Jack Kern.
Obviously, one of the unique parts about lacrosse is that goalies can and will sit on the sideline if need be.
Yeah, we got the replay here. Boom, that's a big-time collision. As Wilcox came storming out of the crease, Kevin, to deliver that hit. And the official on the backside immediately threw that flag in the air.
So it looks like we're going to get offsetting calls from the referees as well.
Unnecessary roughness penalty assessed for Panthers number 55, 1 minute.
Unnecessary roughness going on Adelphi.
So Tito gets the unnecessary roughness, and Wilcox gets called for the push. Under a minute, we'll shut the shot clock off here, Kev.
40 seconds left. Setters looking for another goal in the quarter. Down by 12, they're going to need a heck of a fourth quarter in order to come back. Landers giving it over to Danowski. Tiptoes, Danowski, shot on the run. It was at least partially interrupted, goes out of bounds. 18 seconds left. Valdino will put us back into play. Charging onto the field, he'll attack on D'Alessandro. Baldino passing it off. Spin move to the Kate for Goats, but not going to do much on Tilme. and he'll just send it down the field with 2 seconds left. It will count as a turnover against Adelphi, but Linkletter blocking the shot that didn't even have the time to get there, and will end the third quarter. Adelphi still up big.
Big third quarter there from Adelphi. 15 minutes away from their 4th and 5 in the Northeast 10.
And while we have the moment, we want to give a quick thank you to Moth Southwest Grill, a local hotspot located on Stewart Avenue in Garden City, with more than 20 fresh ingredients like all-natural chicken, grass-fed steak, organic tofu, and handcrafted guac. They give you the freedom to create exactly what you're craving. Enjoy 10% off your bill by showing a valid Adelphi ID. Welcome to Moe's, where originality is celebrated, as well as My Three Sons Bagel Cafe, which has 3 existing locations on Nassau Boulevard, Franklin Avenue, and Covert Avenue. Not only do they specialize in hand-rolled bagels and assorted breakfast items such as pancakes and French toast, they also provide a wide variety of homemade cream cheeses and salad spreads. My Three Sons egg sandwiches are the talk of the town, and they always have a fresh pot of coffee brewing. My Three Sons Bagel Cafe, a one-stop shop on your way to work. Jersey Mike's Subs is located on the corner of Nassau Boulevard and Jericho Turnpike. Enjoy 10% discount at Jersey Mike's. They offer a sub above, one that's measured in more than inches or seconds till served. They carefully consider every aspect of what they do. Every slice, every sandwich, every store. Jersey Mike's, a sub above. The Department of Intercollegiate Athletics is also pleased to announce a new partnership with Wayback Burgers. Located on 512 Hempstead Turnpike in Cherry Valley Center, a proud sponsor of Adelphi Athletics is ready to serve you some classic American comfort food, including juicy burgers, delicious fries, amazing milkshakes, and more. For in-store purchases only, Adelphi community members can enjoy 10% off their bill by just showing a valid Adelphi ID. And lastly, Vincent's Clam Bar. The Adelphi University Department of Athletics is pleased to pronounce its partnership with Vincent's Clam Bar, located minutes away from Adelphi University, just off Old Country Road in Carl Place. Vincent's Clam Bar is a classic Italian restaurant that offers a unique dining environment. The menu is packed with a wide variety of classic Italian options, perfect for large groups or parties, or an intimate dining experience. For more information, be sure to follow Vincent's Clam Bar on Instagram or visit their website at www.vincentsclambar.com. Back for the final quarter of action, 15 minutes on the clock, Mr. Quigley, and it's still a big Adelphi lead.
Yeah, Panthers just going to watch the clock tick down in this one. His pace, like I said, in the third, they want to continue to try to build some good habits here, want to pull some positives out of this game. So they got to put their foot on the gas, I think, in this fourth quarter. Might be tough to score 12, but if you can at least get a couple on the board and give yourself a bit more confidence heading into the tournament, I think that's the goal here for the setters.
Reese and Sensi up high. They'll start off the play. Pass goes over to Danowski just below the goal line. Right back to Danowski. Flips it into the pocket. Baldino trying to pass it to the middle, but it's intercepted up high. Adelphi have another cause turnover. And who else? Reese Bauer flying down the field, passing it behind him. Diamikis will take it to some open space and start off the substitution game.
I was just about to say the same thing. Who else? Who else would be picking off the pass and taking it the entire length of the field but Reese Bauer? Maybe Carter Linkletter? But, I mean, those two have been excellent. What a take.
And another great goal for Adelphi. This time it's the depth getting it done. Alex Tito, 16-3 now. The biggest lead of the day for the Panthers.
Great take there from Alex off a goal line extended. And Adelphi are on cruise control here. 16-3. Getting ready to stick another NE10 title in their back pocket.
He'll go to the face-off again, and we'll see Michael Riley out there. So Riley will be given the opportunity to get some reps underneath his belt before the national tournament. We talked about the ability for Greaves to create points off the rush. Michael Riley can do the same exact thing. This time he'll rake the ball behind him to the wings, and Herzog will get the pocket. Number 24 for the Panthers, Brett Oppenheim.
Yeah, now we're really starting to see the depth here for Adelphi. I think that's important too. You get some of your younger players, your underclassmen, some minutes, some touches of the rock in championship game. I mean, it adds to their experience. It gives them a taste of that championship pedigree. Allows them to feel what it's like to be playing in the biggest moments.
Obviously, that's what allows continued success. That's really a common formula for every single NCAA school across a whole variety of sports. Really, probably just besides your sport of hockey, Travis, where you kind of have to roll out 4 lines regardless of what's happening. But you always see it, those garbage time minutes in basketball during that season. Adelphi definitely had a couple of those. Both teams were good this year for Adelphi, and you see it in the women's lacrosse squad as well. The women's team going to be taking the field just a little bit later today to take on the women's Pace University setters. As Adelphi will look to sweep the day. Danowski got interrupted on his shot.
Yeah, that's going to be a 4 o'clock start here at Motammed Field between Adelphi and Pace for the women's lacrosse NE10 championship.
Poulin couldn't hold on to it. Right back to the Panthers. Plenty of room to run in transition. A long stick shot down low. Parried by Wilcox. Knocked high into the air. Still loose. Wilcox trying to sandwich it in his crease, and he will get the ground ball.
Kev, that women's game later is going to be fun, too. Pace and Adelphi, top 2 teams right now in the region. Adelphi, number 12 in the nation. Pace, number 13 in the nation. Adelphi women have won 12 straight after dropping their first 4 games of the year. Pace is on an absolute run right now as well.
We've been saying it for a while as that shot from Lamoureux will go out of bounds. The Adelphi women's lacrosse, the hottest team in Division II. Again, there's not a lot of teams that can blow out NE10 competition like the Panthers have, and one of their biggest wins of the season was against Pace. So the setter's going to look for some revenge and to get that NE10 title, while Adelphi going to try to completely recover their own narrative from those initial 4 losses. If they win the NE10 title, they will come out as the undisputed number 1 team, undefeated in the regular season, got the regular season title. As another shot will go wide for Pace.
And I think what's fun about that one at 4 o'clock, Kevin, it's almost like a little best of 3 that they're capping off.
Yeah.
2024, Pace beat Adelphi in the NE10 championship 16-14. Last year, it was Adelphi beating Pace 14-13. Who's going to get it done in 2026? Year 3 of the best of 3. It's 1-1 right now.
And definitely a lot of starters for either side that have been playing in all 3 of those games. So you're going to see a little bit of a heated rivalry there as we got another flag. Referee really got that one into the air. That went about like 40 feet up.
I was going to say, he got some height. I don't know if I've ever seen a flag thrown that high in the air. Maybe wanted to make sure everybody saw it. It was the second flag that he had thrown, so good arm there.
Great arm. Sign him up for the New York Jets. We need some quarterback depth. 1 minute on the man-up opportunity. And it looks like we're going to be getting a timeout potentially here from the Panthers, as they will jog off to the sideline. While we have the opportunity, the Adelphi University Department of Athletics is pleased to announce the launch of its online store, www.panthersgear.com, through a partnership with Advanced Online in Follett. Adelphi Panthers gear features a wide range of clothing and merchandise featuring all Adelphi's new branding marks. Parents, alumni, and students can all enjoy these items through a secure online ordering system and have the items shipped directly to their door within 5 business days. Check out Adelphi Panthers gear today. Once again, that's www.adelphipanthersgear.com. So obviously, Trav, you've been saying for a while now that it needed to be urgent from Pace, really going into the second quarter. Not getting the results that they've wanted in terms of the goal production. You've kind of changed your narrative here, maybe just trying to find some high-quality reps against a very, very good opponent. What specifically are you looking for there?
Like you said, exactly that. I want high-quality reps. I mean, obviously, I think the plan still, for me, is get shots on target, try to get some more goals here. But overall, you want to be playing the game the right way. Your coaches have set forth, obviously, a very good game plan for you because you've only lost 3 games all year long. This is going to be your 4th. But for Pace, I keep saying it, you do not want to stray into bad habits. Getting away from your game plan, turning things maybe a little bit too individual. Again, this isn't going to be the end of your season. You're going to make it and hear your name called on Sunday. So how do you continue to ensure that despite what's going to end up being a bad loss, take positives, build from it, and go into the tournament with confidence and belief in yourself?
Confidence, something probably hard to rebuild with the score in front of you. But getting off the field might be able to help a little bit to take the sting away from this game. It is Bauer taking a knee on the sideline right now for another 35 seconds as the Setters look for their 4th goal. This Adelphi defense on the year have only allowed 6.3 goals per game. That's the best in the NE10 and second best in the country.
It's really important to note, like, this isn't a bad Pace team. This
No,
is one of
not
the
at
10
all.
best teams
Yep.
in the nation. It's just Adelphi is playing at such a superior level today. You can't really fault Pace. Adelphi, again, it all started with that opening faceoff. They win, they score 7 seconds in, and it was just deflation from really the beginning of this game. Adelphi gave Pace no room to breathe early on, and by the time Pace looked up and realized they were down by a couple, it was almost too late.
And I have a feeling as we get a big ground ball towards the middle of the field, Adelphi is going to win it out. I have a feeling if you asked head coach Purdy about just how well his team was playing, I wouldn't be shocked if he says something on the lines of, this is one of the most complete games I've seen my team play. Because this is undoubtedly their best win of the season. Obviously, they had another very high-quality win earlier on in the year on the road against number 4 Seton Hill. But I was talking to Purdy after that when he was like, I don't really feel that the Griffins were on their top game that day. So it was really more about Seton Hill not playing as well and Adelphi doing what they were supposed to. Could be the same thing today with Pace. Obviously, to only score 3 goals, they're not playing their best, but Adelphi once again taking care of business in a way that you just really don't see in a top 10 matchup.
No, and you talked about it earlier. You want to be playing your best when the lights are the brightest. And the Panthers obviously have a lot of experience over the last few seasons playing underneath those bright lights as another takes the goal. Big save right there.
Good
Wilcox.
save for Wilcox. The ground ball will go the way of the Panthers, though, so they'll continue to bleed out this 4th quarter clock. A roller over to Ryan Balco, and he'll hold it up high.
Yeah, like I said, these guys have a lot of experience playing under the bright lights. It doesn't faze them. And you saw that evidently in the first 2 minutes of this lacrosse game, where Adelphi set the tone. They never looked back. And the way that Adelphi jumped out to such an early commanding lead, we said it early on in the game. I mean, it was just too difficult for Pace to match and meet the level of play that Adelphi started this game with, and it just got too late, too early for them.
Another opportunity, doorstep. Shot will go in. It doesn't look like he landed in the lip of the cage. Referees will have a conference about it and a flag on the field as well.
And following that goal, The defensive unit going to change for Adelphi now.
As all the starters get tagged out, allow their brothers on the bench to come in.
Again, it's a good opportunity for some of the younger players. You got 2 freshmen now out there for that defensive unit. Give them a taste. Let them understand what it feels like to get some minutes in a championship game. Obviously, big difference in the score right now, but that doesn't take away from the fact that you're getting minutes in the Northeast 10 championship.
Absolutely, and we also see Thomas Gentile, the backup goalie, taking some practice shots on the sideline, so he might tag out Tome at some point, who, again, just hasn't really been asked to do a whole lot this game, but still will improve on his statistics, 62.5% on his save percentage. Actually, Travis, I have to take it back. Somehow his save percentage is higher than that at 67.8, but still, anything north of that 60 mark, that's an elite save percentage.
It's almost in like a class of his own in terms of Division II goaltenders. I mean, we talked about it earlier. Statistically, you look at all the numbers, he's elite. Then you watch him play and passes every single metric on the eye test. And this Adelphi squad, you see it, the way they're built, top to bottom, from the cage out. It's elite level player.
Danowski with some room, he'll shoot and score.
That's a great pass from behind, and Danowski needed that one. It's been a while since we've seen him on the scoreboard, since way back in the first quarter. It's been a while since we've seen pace on the scoreboard. And again, like I said, you're probably not scoring 12, 13 goals to come all the way back in this one, but if you can put a couple on the board and rebuild your confidence a little bit before the buzzer expires and pull some positives to take with you beyond this weekend into the tournament, that's what you need to do if you're pace at this stage.
Danowski, his second goal of the game on his 6th shot on goal. Travis, really out of everyone, Danowski doing what you are asking, just putting more shots up. He has 11 total. That's 11 of his team's 27.
Certainly shooting at a high volume. Maybe not on target as much as he would like today. And you were right, Kevin, we do get that change in the Adelphi cage.
And we'll see our third goalie as well for pace. Jimmy Caputo will be in the net for the Setters. A Farmingdale native. So another Long Island player for pace. As we're well below halfway to play in the fourth quarter, a high pass for the Panthers will be complete. Just kept in. Woodland looking to escape the pressure. Woodland's been playing a lot today, ever since those penalties back in the second quarter, and he'll draw another one up high. Mackin taking his matchup against Lamoureux out wide. He'll look to use the speed from the corner. 30 seconds left on the shot clock. Here comes Mackin, passing it to the front of the crease. A behind-the-back shot. Tito tried some trickery. Went wide, back up there for Adelphi.
Yeah, that would have been real slick.
21 seconds left on the shot clock.
Getting the table, getting the T-shirts ready. Final 6 minutes of this one. Clock's going to tick slow for both these teams, Kev.
Yeah.
Adelphi is going to tick slow for them because they just want to throw their gear in the air and celebrate. Pace going to tick slow for them because they want to forget about this one.
As that pass will just elude Woodland and count as a turnover on Adelphi. Again, it's a hard one to try to reset from if you are pace, but you have to reset. Find a way to put this in the rearview mirror. Maybe convince yourselves that a chance of revenge is what you're playing for in the national championship. Obviously, yet to see what the bracket will be. That selection show, or at least selection announcement, will be tomorrow. As well for the Division I and Division III. Really just a great day for all lacrosse fans.
Yeah, so tomorrow night, 10 p.m., we'll find out who's going to make it to the tournament. And then we've got our 2 opening round matchups on May 6th. First round will be on the 10th.
Honestly, Adelphi fans so used to being in the national tournament at this point. Pace fans, I feel like every NE10 school for lacrosse, Travis, at least somewhat accustomed to being in the national tournament. Obviously, the NE10 has been so dominant in lacrosse for a long time, but last year, Pace only got to see a single game in the North Regionals against Malloy, another Long Island team. They fell 14-15 in overtime. Malloy, once again, another great team. One of the two-headed beasts really in the ECC between them and Mercy. It's been Malloy with a little bit more success over the last 2 years compared to Mercy. But, hey, we saw the Mavericks earlier on at Mohamed Field, and they look pretty good themselves. So if they can find their way into the national tournament somehow, don't count out the Mavericks.
Yeah,
Getting out of the North in general, Trav, it's hard to do.
It's tough. The North region's tough. And, again, not entirely sure how the bracket's going to shake out, who's going to be facing who. Again, you know everybody has the target, the bullseye firmly on Adelphi's back. Maybe for Pace, that target gets a little bit bigger after today. They want revenge. But you're right, it's something that they can use as momentum, as motivation of saying, you know what, this isn't the team that we are. The way that we played in the NE10 championship is not representative of our 2026 season, and we're going to come into the North region and we're going to steamroll that and do whatever we can to make sure we can get that revenge matchup against Adelphi whenever the time may come in the national tournament.
3:20 left and still counting. Is an impressive 13-goal lead for Adelphi, doing most of that work in the first quarter, where they put up a 10 spot, have scored 7 since. James Hagel will have it as the sun's starting to shine a little bit brighter on the field. Still a beautiful day here in Garden City. And what else left to say about this Adelphi team?
Pretty safe to say that they're going to be hosting.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
For all you fans at home that couldn't make it out today for the NE10 championship game, you get first round May 10th, quarterfinals on May 13th here at Mohamed. You have to make a trip. Semifinals and finals will be down in Virginia.
Obviously, a lot of the finals and semifinals got moved around, Travis, because of the World Cup.
Yes. So they'll be at the Scott Stadium in Charlottesville, Virginia for the semifinals and finals this year for the D2 National Championship. Last year, I think we saw it about everywhere on social media. Kyle Lewis's historic overtime winner at Gillette Stadium.
One of the real moments that the lacrosse world, if they weren't already aware of who Kyle Lewis was, definitely then, and if not then, when he got drafted to the PLL. A lot of reasons to be aware of number 6, looking to cap off a historic run with the Panthers.
Kyle, a guy that, after winning 2 straight national championships, put some feelers out there in the portal, had some conversations, but decided that this was home. And he wanted to come back here to Adelphi and battle for another title with Coach Purdy and his brothers, and gets rewarded for it here. Another NE10 Player of the Year title.
Yep.
Another regular season title for the Panthers. closing in on another Northeast 10 title. Kyle gets picked 29th overall to the Water Dogs in the PLL draft. I mean, just a phenomenal senior year, checking box after box, accolade after accolade. But I think you talk to Kyle, the individual stuff for him comes second to the team winning.
Mm-hmm. Common trend a lot amongst a lot of the great players. Ultimately, you have to be a winner and desire winning to be counted as one of the greats.
And look, his name's going to go down in history as one of the best Division II lacrosse players ever. But I think when you look back, this run that Adelphi has had since the start of 2024, I said the word earlier on, Kevin, but I think we can put it in print, write it in ink. This is a dynasty.
And they'll look to continue that on the national stage as well. One more flag will fly into the air, so because of that, we'll take a slight slowdown with 44.4 on the clock. So it would be a slashing penalty against Brian Doherty. Clock starting again. Pace with an opportunity to score their fifth. One for the road to feel good about. Just trying to create the shot. Over to the left alley, blocked in front. Gutsy play from Doyle. 22.2 left now. Pace still holding on to it. Their fans wanting to see a shot. 10 seconds left, and this will be another year for the Adelphi University Panthers, completing back-to-back-to-back NE10 conference championships. Still in pursuit for back-to-back-to-back national championships. But if it wasn't already guaranteed, it is now. They will be hosting in the first and second rounds of the national tournament with an absolute dominant victory against the Pace University Setters.
And you see it, Kev, not even a big celebration. They've been here before, and there's a bigger prize on their mind. Not to say that winning the NE10 trophy is not prestigious, does not mean a lot to them. I think we all know it does. We think we all know how much it means to everybody to win their conference. And I know this team's excited to win the NE10 this season. And they're going to lift that trophy high above their heads and be proud about it. But they've got one more trophy that they're chasing down May 24th. And like you said just now, I mean, absolutely 100% clinched home field for the regionals. And really, I believe, sending a big message to the rest of the teams in the country that we are in hunt for our third in a row.
Absolutely. We got a couple of more housekeeping items to end off the broadcast as well, so stick around. Obviously, still got to lift the trophy, and on top of that, we're going to get a post-game interview on the field conducted by your very own Travis Quigley, who is on the call with us. Hopefully he doesn't start crying again. Obviously, the sun can get in his eyes a little bit. That's just how much he loves NE10 lacrosse. As we take a look at some of the biggest producers from today's game, obviously Adelphi putting in some of their substitutes, so the number's not as high as they could have been. But Denellen with a total of 6 points, 2 goals, 4 assists. Durnan led the way in goals with 5, no assists for him, so he was at 5 points. Gibson, 2 goals, 1 assist, 3 points. Tito, 1 goal, 2 assists, 3 points. McDermott had a pair of goals for himself. Linkletter, a goal and an assist for 2 points. Facen had a goal. Greaves and Bauco had an assist. And then Herzog, Woodland, and Hegel all had a goal apiece. Face-offs, I mean, you saw Greaves. He was fantastic all day. 15 for 21 in total. Then Riley came on, went 2 for 3 himself. So another good day for those two. A freshman and a sophomore, so they can be around for a while for the Panthers. Facen and Linkletter both had 3 caused turnovers. I mean, the impact from Linkletter was just so obvious. He also had 6 ground balls, which was the second highest total, only to Will Greaves. Bauer had 4 ground balls. Facen had 3. Herzog had 3. Lewis had 2. And again, it just speaks to the depth of this Adelphi team that Lewis can go 0 goals, 0 assists for no points, 2 shots, and they still win 17-4. And that's not even like Kyle Lewis had a bad game. He just understood his assignment. He was getting slide after slide, double teams mixed in there, a triple team every once in a while if a third slide was needed. And with all of that pressure, he just flipped a pass off, put it into some open space, and Adelphi were able to work their magic because of that. Again, we're going to have the trophy lifted here on NE10, now powered by Flow College. And be turning it over to the PA announcer soon enough. On the other side of the conversation, Sensi and Danowski were the only 2 setters to score, 2 goals for both of them. Sensi getting up to 19 goals on the season, Danowski a total of 45, and he broke 60 points as well with those 2 points. We did not see really a lot of Baldino, who also had 58 points coming into the game. 43 goals, was just one behind that of Danowski. And Pace, they have some big-time players that just weren't able to get a lot done today. As everyone lines up, and the ceremony will begin shortly, so we'll kick it over to the PA announcer here on Flow Sports. And then we'll get into the interview with Travis Quigley right after that.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for remaining for the presentation of the championship awards. Presenting the awards today is Terry Fagan of the NE10 Conference. Today, we will begin with the Elite 24 Award. The NE10's Elite 24 Award honors the student athlete with the highest cumulative grade point average participating at the final site of each of the NE10's 24 championships. We are proud to recognize this excellence today with the announcement of Michael Vernon of Adelphi University as the 2026 NE10 Elite 24 Award winner for men's lacrosse. Michael has earned a 3.93 GPA while majoring in accounting. Congratulations, Michael. And now, the announcement of the 2026 NE10 Men's Lacrosse All-Championship Team. When your name is announced, please proceed to the field and remain until all players have been announced. Quinn Gannon from St. Anselm College. Joe Berardi from Assumption University. Will Danowski from Pace University. Trevor Lamberoots from Pace University. Adelphi University. Braden Benellin from Adelphi University. And Kristen Tomei from Adelphi University. At this time, we would like to announce our NE10 Championship Most Outstanding Player. Today's award is presented by the United States Marine Corps. Marines are driven by three words: honor, courage, and commitment. These are the values that guide their actions and bolster their resolve to emerge victorious. The NE10 Championship MVP is not just awarded to the student athlete that excels most on the field, but to the student athlete that exemplifies what it means to be a Marine and the way they led their team to victory. And now, the Most Valuable Player Award for the 2026 NE10 Championship is presented this evening to Braden Benellin from Adelphi University. Congratulations to these outstanding student athletes. And now, the presentation of the team trophies for this year's championship. We will now recognize the 2026 NE10 Men's Lacrosse Championship finalists of Page University Setters. Will the team captains from Page please come forward to accept the finals trophy? And now, the 2026 NE10 Men's Lacrosse Champions, the Adelphi University Panthers. Will the team captains from Adelphi please come forward to accept the championship trophy? Congratulations to the Adelphi Panthers on an outstanding season and performance at the 2026 NE10 Men's Lacrosse Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your support of NE10 Men's Lacrosse and the conference's outstanding student athletes. Please drive home safely. Thank you.
Good. One more time. Can you hear me now, Brandon? Good. Sweet.
Travis Quigley here, post-game with Coach Purdy. Coach, 4 NE10 titles in the last 5 years. What does it mean to the program?
That consistency means a lot. You know, we've worked really hard, and the boys have really challenged themselves to go out and not just win, but to play the best across they can, and I think that was the product we put out there today.
Yeah, I mean, I think we saw it top to bottom. Depth all up and down the lineup. We said it, Kevin and I, before we went on the air pregame, we said this opening face-off is going to be so important. It's going to set the tone for the entire day. 7 seconds in, you win the draw, you go on and score. Just talk about how that set the tone for this game.
Well, I think the face-off unit has done an incredible job all year. Luke Reeves has really worked his tail off as a sophomore at this point. And, you know, he had a few letdowns in the last time we played him, and so we talked to him about the most important about picking up ground balls and pushing the goal. And that's what he did in 7 seconds. And then I think, again, in the next 21, we had 2 on the board, and that was a direct result of the face-off.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it was so important, evident early on how focal that was for you guys in your game plan. Braden Zanellen picks up tournament championship MVP. Talk about his individual performance today.
Yeah, it wasn't just today. He had 2 and 8, I think, last game. He was the engine behind what we did today. Had an unbelievable game today, seized the field. You know, I thought that, you know, he might have been robbed of an Offensive Player of the Year award from the Northeast 10 cadets. He certainly kick-started the game for us today and had a wonderful performance.
Okay. Truly was a great performance. Now, Coach, we know you guys are all chasing a bigger prize here. We got Selection Sunday tomorrow night. Obviously, you guys, you know, take a seat, sit down, see how everything shakes out. But what's the message to the group, and what's the mentality getting ready for the national tournament?
It's the same mentality that we've had since we left off last year. You know, the job now is to win another championship. And while you may have 2 in the books, this is something that no one has ever done. And so for us, it's a matter of going out, as I said earlier, and just playing the game that we can play. No mistakes, no turnovers, playing the best that we can. And while we're thriving and striving for that, one play at a time in practice, when no one's looking, today was a day that we got to do it in front of a huge crowd here, and we're excited about the performance of these guys. And as this is, you know, as you said, another trophy on the desk, it really is just a challenge that we have along the way to get to the national championship and to win that.
Coach, thank you so much for your time. Go enjoy this one with the team and the staff. Congratulations again, 4 NE10 titles in 5 seasons, and good luck the rest of the way on the hunt for back-to-back-to-back.
Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you.
MVP coming up next. We've got Braden Zanellen stepping in. So Braden, as you come in, man, just talked about it with Coach. 4 NE10 titles in the last 5 years. You've been a part of a couple of them. Just what does it mean to you personally? What does it mean to the program?
Obviously, it feels great being able to go out there and win with your brothers. It's all thanks to the coaches and teammates, and we put the pieces together, and we're going to try to make a run at the championship.
And obviously you pick up the MVP today. Just talk about what you were seeing out there that led to your success on the field.
My teammates on the offensive side of the ball are just always moving around, getting open for me and find them, and I just do my best to do what I can for the team. So, yeah.
You guys are on the brink of history. Obviously, we're going to sit down tomorrow. We'll watch Selection Sunday, see how the tournament shakes out. But I think everybody, the entire group, has one thought on their mind.
Yep.
Make history, back to back to back. What do you think the group needs to do to achieve that?
Well, for the NE10s today and Wednesday, we came out, we had a big talk with the group, said we need to come out firing every game. We can't just be complacent where we are. And, I mean, we killed both teams. It was just another game on our calendar, and our goal the whole season has been championship weekend, so that's all we've had on our minds.
Our MVP of the Northeast 10 championship game, Braden Allen, a phenomenal performance top to bottom today for the Adelphi University Panthers. 4 NE10 titles in the last 5 seasons, and they're gearing up for another trip at the Natty. Braden, great performance today, man. Thank you for your time. Enjoy this one with the group.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Stick around. We have Pace and Adelphi coming up in just a little bit in the NE10 Women's Championship game. That's a 4 o'clock start. Adelphi and Pace will do battle for the second time this afternoon. But the Adelphi men, kings of the Northeast 10 once again, and looking to make history in a couple of weeks as they chase down another national title. On behalf of everybody here behind the scenes at Adelphi University, Kevin Broderick, who is on the call, my name's Travis Quigley, and we'll see you all in a little bit for the women's final between Adelphi and Pace here on Flow College.